As now I'm fully ready. As game number 2. Gonzo is on one of his favorite divisions. But Inshaa is also on one of his favorite divisions. So this should be a hot one. So on one of his. This should be a hot one. As we have Gonzo with 126 versus first Pichot Titaduzza on the side of Inshaa. So who will win? Who will win this? Gonzo? Maverick? 126 or Inshaa? First Pichot Maverick. Get your gambling addiction out there and get some points out there. Great matchup. It's 126. 26, yeah. As Gonzo is on our left side. As the player in red this time. We have once more an allies versus allies. And once more, a strong division here in the hands of Inshaa. 52 piece, CKMs, Maxims, PTRS, and Gorno Saperis all over the place. So this should be hot action. This should be a hot action. And yeah, should be nice. Saperi coming in the north. On the other side, Strelki LKM, Saperji, PTRS, all really nice. So yeah. On the other side, 52 piece, Druzhnia, CKM, and so on. So yeah, let's see. Gonzo being a really strong Gorno Strelki player. Sorry, had to quickly write up a message. But what do you think, chat? Who do you think is favored here? What division is the better one for this map? Gorno Strelki is really good at the moment. Gorno Strelki is a super hot division. So yeah, Inshaa with the first Polish though. The Piotti, Strelki LKM, SVTs on all their infantry, plus 2 DPs, super great. T34E, really cheap. A lot of PTRS, also good on this map. Can get some sneaky behind enemy lines. Universal Carrier, Dushka coming up in the north. Dushka coming up in the south. PTRS and Dejan Jolgovi all around the map. It's nice. It's really nice. 76s, 52p, 76s, nice as well. Shred Koni coming in here hot. This should be a good one. This should be a good one. Division 1 is looking good. And yeah, the winner in here plays against the winner between Onord and Gers, the other semifinal. And if you go into the Matcherino, chances are by now you already played for $160, and chances are it will get more and more, because at Matcherino, guys, you all can contribute easily a bit more by just clicking a couple of links on the side. Thanks to all the people who already did that, and yeah, thanks for getting the prize pool higher and higher, as it's, yeah, every direct contribution is amazing, every indirect contribution is great as well. Yeah, you can also buy some other things here, so big thanks to all of these things, and big thanks for all the contributions, making it once more a bit closer to esports here with this. Giving the players a bit of something back for all their invested efforts and times. Appreciation for all their things. For all the endless hours practicing for these tournaments. And the endless hours of entertainment they give us in here as well. Gonzo on the left is setting up with a lot of PTRS as well. And my coffee is ready, so I'm back in a second. I hope I don't miss anything. So here we go. A lot of PTRS over here. Well, actually not that many on Gonzo's side. Well, 3. 3 only. On the other side, we have 5 so far. On every lane. On Gonzo's side, we start with a couple of BT7s. One of the fastest tanks in the game. 86 kmh. Has a decent gun as well. No frontal armor basically. 1 DT rifle. Got buffed. In general, Gonzo Strelky were already pretty decent before the buff. Like, they have a decent combined arms. They have a lot of good Saperis. But they also got buffed in the form of the DT buff. Because all their normal Gonzo Strelkys have DT rifles. All the tanks obviously have DT rifles. So they profited from that buff quite a bit. But as we can see, not that many DT infantry coming at the beginning. A lot of more Skya Picotta and Gonzo Strelky DP. So the DT's buffs not of much importance here, but a lot of fast units moving around the map. OB-25s, Maxims, Saperi. Down the south, more snipers coming in as well. On the other side, heavy Polish infantry. Strelky LKM, Dejan Jolgovi in the south. In the north, PTRS going into places as well. But Gonzo, knowing the unload positions, not getting hit by the PTRS. A lot of forces on both flanks for Inshaa. In the south and in the north. No T-34 in the south. In the north, a T-34 for Gonzo Strelkys. Universal carriers with Dushkas. Also pretty good one. Over here, Gonzo tried to go deep. Gonzo PTRS though, getting caught out in the open. But will be able to provide the smoke, and that's, I guess, their biggest mission here. Allowing the Gonzo Saperi to move into this town. Gonzo up to 13-11 already. BT7 falls instantaneously here though. And a lot of infantry is coming in here. Dejan Jolgovi with their Molotovs and their 50 cal half-tracks could wreak havoc here. The south seems lost for Gonzo for now. Northern section is a Mexican standoff for now, but as soon as Inshaa realizes how weak Gonzo there is, should be able to push him out as well. Question is, how much damage can Gonzo do in the center? 3 more flags here to capture for sure. And the OB-25 PT7 setup here looks pretty strong, but for now there still is solid defensive setup on the other side as well. M42, 52 piece, trying to defend itself against the BT7. They should be able to take it out eventually. Meanwhile, the south is in disarray for Gonzo. Skya Picotta getting overrun. 50 cal half-track gets pushed back. Dejan Jolgovi moving through the forest. Strelky LKM sitting back here in the rear as well. 50 cal half-track slowly moving forward. While this Schwert Koni moving there in the north. 13-11 for Gonzo continues. Truzhnia CKM has to run away, but most likely will be caught. Yeah, Gonzo Saperi do catch it. So this Truzhnia will fall, giving Gonzo another flag here. Southern situation though is still hot. Reinforcements try to come in, but they are getting heavily outgunned. Missing a T-34 down here is for sure giving Gonzo's BT7 a bit of a chance, but PTRS can kill these off eventually, so you can't stand too close. But more BT7 coming in. On the other side, Original Kani and Dejan Jolgovi now will try to push this out. 2 OB-25s still in the rear though. Only 152p on the other side. But more coming in as replacement. Heavy fighting all around the map. Slow pushing up in the north as well. T-34 moving forward. BT7 is playing a bit of hide and seek here though. Hiding behind this building. Chilling out behind there. Maybe trying to get a flank onto the T-34. T-34 falling back. Doesn't want to get sniped out in the open. Cis 2 guns coming in. You get quite a lot of these in this deck. One of the reasons why it's so good. Getting one of the best anti-tank guns in the game. Cis 2 guns, really amazing. Not quite as OP as they were when they had 2000 meter range, but still really strong with their 1750 meter range. T2Ps here, all around as well. Original Kani with their 20 hit points give you a beefy unit for only 30 points. You get 3 DPs, good firepower. Obviously you're disheartened, so you have to be careful about how you take stress and so on. And they can get easily surrendered if you get into too close fights, but on long ranges they can tank well for you, and they even ditch out a good amount of damage if you give them a bit of veterancy with a leader. Strelky LKM and Universal Carrier moving in the south. Inshaa really pushing the flanks. T-34 though has to disengage up in the north. Cis 2 misses the first shot, misses the second shot as well. BTRS trying to beat the PT7. Will not succeed in that story though. He has to disengage for now. Stalky LKM moving back as well. On Universal Carrier Dushkas, one of the favorite units of Inshaa next to the ARM-38, a unit that we always see when it's available in decks he plays. So Moskaya Pekota here getting pinned down. BTRS trying to get some more shots off onto the BT7. And the BT7 does fall, I think, to the Strelky LKM here. Maybe the BTRS got one more shot off. Not quite sure. BTRS here has to disengage though. Gonzo Saperi on the hunt for it. Universal Carrier trying to help out. Strelky LKM slowly moving in as well. Heavy fighting in the north. Center, Gonzo still on the push. Still capturing flag. 13-11 up, even though the south has completely collapsed on him. But the center is going well. A lot of long-range fire support. It says 2 guns here now as well to keep T-34s out of there. P-52s, the 52 piece here, getting completely overrun. Gornostrelkis coming into the forest where 3 of them were hiding in and killing them all off. Big loss there. That would have been a good gun battery to try to kill off the enemy's long-range guns. So far, really heavy action all across the map. Really worthwhile semi-final game here, as these two show how much multitasking they are capable of, how well they can plan out attacks and execute them at the same time all across the map. Meanwhile, P40N coming in here. Can it kill the Saperji? It most likely will be able to do so, as both TNTs here are flying. Okay, it's actually bombing an already dead Saperji. The Gorno Saperji did the drop beforehand. And Gonzo is the first one to bring Air Force into this. Both decks have good bombers. Fighter-wise, they are decent as well. But the bombers on both sides especially are great. IL-2 bombers that come in cheap form and so on the right side. The P40Ns on the other side. Great fighter bombers there. So I would expect a lot of these. And currently, no side really can afford an AA network. There are just too many casualties. Inshaa now will buy an AA piece, but this is a heavy investment right now, as the front line is getting broken everywhere. Tries to sneak a PTRS by Gonzo's line here. That could be quite great, if that gets into a good spot. BT7's over here, engaging as well, but the BT7, as I said, always has to be careful with the PTRSs and so on around. It can get killed off even by the infantry of his opponent relatively easily. PTRS over here in the north also keeping the BT7s at bay. Really good unit against those. T-34 also good. Cis 2-gun went down. Trezhniat Koni pushing in deep. Strelky LKM with their SVTs and their DP-28s. Great firepower in the mid-ranges. Gorno Strelky on the other side. Dupido with 3 DP and SVTs also having a good amount of damage output. Moskaya Pekota, 13 men, quite good. Double DP unit as well. Quite beefy for 25 points. So, great infantry on both sides. With more mid-armor support in the mid-game though for Inshaa. B-phase, Gonzo will have a T-34 problem. The Cis-2s and his air tap can beat that, but he will be a bit immobile. If Inshaa can punch a hole into Gonzo's line, Gonzo will have a problem responding, because Cis-2s can't reposition quickly, and T-34s can, and you don't have any medium tanks of your own that can keep up with the T-34 in B-phase. You get KV-85s and ISUs in C-phase. Question is, will Gonzo have those cards in his deck? I would expect at least one of those two, maybe both, but most likely rather the ISUs or the KV-85s. In this matchup, maybe the KV-85 might be better. Usually the ISU is the better option though. T-34E pushing forward all around the map. Good action here on both sides. 12-12 still on. And yeah, this is a really clutch game. Can still swing easily on both sides. 8 minutes 50 in. Both sides taking heavy casualties all around. Both sides microing their heart out all around the map as well. BT7 here gets caught out. Is Gonzo reacting in time? T-34 should be able to get the kill. Should retreat afterwards though. Did it just got penetrated there by the BT7? I'm not quite sure, but it felt like it did. Well, it was a weird amount of stress there. I don't think it did. Would be weird to see a BT7 on that range penetrating. T-34E Gets penetrated for sure though. Sys-2 gun, as I said, great against this. The T-34E does fall here. Has to be careful of this setup. And Po-2 recon planes coming in. Interesting choice. For spotting, and I guess for baiting out enemy fighters. No AA on the side of Gonzo so far. First 37mm now coming in though. And the first couple of artillery guns. And artillery, I would say, did help out, making a difference last game. Let's see if they do this time again. 52p artillery pieces. Really great if you have radio on the front line. They're really fast firing, really accurate if you get the radio. And Gonzo Razvedkas are around for the radio up in this area of the map. So they can be pretty good up here. Down in the south, do we have a Gonzo Razvedka here as well? Yes, Gonzo Razvedka in key positions. Great planning here from Gonzo, getting 2 radio units perfectly in position. So the artillery will be devastating most likely if he gets them on target. PTRS is on the reinforcement road. He's in a good spot here. Moskaya Saperi will try to come in, but might not make it. IL-2M now coming in as there's, for now, no AA just yet live, but the 37mm will unload. I don't think it has enough output though to pin down the Sys-3 and the IL-2 in time. Ooh, it's close. IL-2 gets through though, and the Sys-3 takes heavy damage, but it saves it from dying, as the bombs are slightly inaccurate, so the Sys-2 will live for now. 52Ps now, firing up in the north. The 37mm has to be careful. PTRS go down over here. 1311 for Gonzo once more. The center setup is really strong. This center setup is not beaten with tanks or infantry. You need something else here. And artillery options are rather limited. So air is usually the way to go here for Inshaa's deck, but it's dangerous. Gonzo can set up AA well. Gonzo has planes of his own. So getting in here won't be easy. Maybe playing the flanks more can be an option. PTRS got a kill onto a Saperi. Gonzo reacting immediately. Getting more units out to hunt down the PTRS. Though has to be careful. PT7 can fall. Smoke from Inshaa immediately after he needs to reload. PT7 needs to be careful here. Do not die to the PTRS. PTRS for sure has the potential of getting the kill there. Gonzo and PT7 now invested into hunting this down. So taking a lot of effort out of Gonzo for that. T-34 could come around here. Surprised to see it on this position. But Inshaa, I guess, still also wants this back. No artillery on the side of Inshaa yet. Saperji rocks though, great infantry. Polish division has amazing infantry, and that's why he plays the wings of the map, as their infantry really shines on Orsha North. But in the center, support guns and AT guns can shine, and those are in great position for Gonzo. Artillery pieces also start to put in their work. Not quite on target here now, but they will keep Inshaa busy, and a couple of money shots will be enough, as these artillery pieces are dirt cheap, 60 points only. So that's quite good as well. T-47 coming in the north, AA piece is around. T-34E here pushing back the Moskayas. M3s coming up, not that many T-34s to stop them at the moment. Only one around, and with these many M3s you can overwhelm them. 1212 is still on, more T-34s are coming up though. Tuzhnia pushes back the Gornostrelki. 1311 is on for Gonzo. Po-2 flying in the open. Tuzhnia CKM pushing back the Gornostrelkis here. 1311 still continues. That's more M3s rolling from the rear. Po-2 flying around here. 52 piece. Keep up firing. Now firing with accurate fire onto the 37mm. And it did fall back a bit too late, maybe. Will be close. Still rain of fire coming down on it. M3 here. Gets killed off by... Oh no, gets the kill onto the T-34 that way around. AA gun goes down as well. Inshaa's north is crumbling. Inshaa's north is crumbling hardcore. Has a counter push now here a bit. 52P though gets a shot off onto his Saperji rocks. 52P from over here as well. Yeah, needs to be careful. Can't take these fights easily. Needs to disengage it basically right now. 52 Ps in great spots. This one shooting down the road is an amazing spot for Gonzo. And yeah, we are in trouble here as Inshaa. Inshaa has not found a solution for this setup in the center. And this setup in the center is kind of killing him right now. Northern situation also not looking too hot. 52 Ps. Out of ammo now. So will need a reload, but Studebaker already on the way. Gonzo not leaving that up for too long. SU-76 is up on the other side though. These are pretty good at counter-batterying. And a big M30 howitzer as well. So it could be an interesting artillery duel. More 52 Ps coming online. Still a 12-12 for now. But the North has a tank problem now. A lot of light tanks here currently around. 34 might get one of those though. Ooh, does bounce. Unlucky there. T-34 moving forward. But has to get one or two friends together. As 5 versus 1, these light tanks will be able to beat the T-34. Saperji rocks also slightly outnumbered now. Have to be careful. Inshaa in trouble there. Up in the south, yeah, bringing in some anti-tank guns is a wise choice. Does not have SIS-3 guns around here though. T-34 trying to come around again. Trying to shoot up in here. M30 coming in as a long-range fire support, it seems. That's an interesting choice. It can work out well. On the other side, not too much with 2000 meter range fire support. So, yeah, can be nice. BT7 here might be the first victim. Runs out into the range of the heat shell. So it also will get out a bit of shots, but goes down after getting only 2 shots out, and its HE round is not too dangerous. Ooh, plane shot down here by Inshaa. Kills off a P40 here, most likely, of Gonzo. Good kill there once more in the air. Inshaa's air control is great. Well, in game 1, already pretty good. Inshaa now up to a 13-11. And the M30 might change things. SU-76, great at the counter battery here. If one or two more of these can come online, that would be good. But obviously investing into anything that is not directly frontline is still really hard in this game. Investing into AA or artillery feels always risky right now, as the frontline is just stretched out so long due to the banding of it, and is thin on both sides, basically everywhere as well. T-34 now pushing in here. This 2-gun is around though. T-34 has to disengage eventually. Otherwise it will go down. Inshaa lets it die. And 52 Ps tried to hit the M30 howitzer here. This 3-gun coming in as well. 2 recon plane is in as well. Inshaa has to 13-11 now. Putting enough fire in here. SU-76s coming in with the counter battery. That's a good unit. But the M30 might die beforehand. Not in radio range for... Oh no, is in radio range for the second right now. But the Gonzo Saperis might go down and not keep the radio range for much longer. Gonzo Saperis here under heavy fire. Ojni Alkani not helping out right now though. If the Ojni Alkani would move forward, that thing would be gone in a second. I think at the moment there is radio accuracy on these M30. So it's surprising that it didn't lose any hit points yet. Now it starts losing hit points though. But SU-76 on the same time is coming in with the counter battery the other way around. So Gonzo has to be careful. SU-76s in a good battery of 2 or 3 really starts to eat into your artillery park with the counter battery. Yeah, 52p here already going down relatively low. These guns don't have much hit points, only 5 hit points. So only 2 or 3 hits and they're down. M30 for example has quite a bit more. But it's still a 12-12. North is still crumbling. T-34 had to disengage here a bit. SIS-2 is around again. Saperji, leader, coming in. Ojni Alkani and another T-34 following up. Gonzo Vetka pushing deeper here. Trying to catch the Ojni Alkani, and they might catch them. Yes, with the recon, with the veterancy they are faster, but they don't follow in any deeper. 12-12 still on. Really clutch game. I don't think we have had such a close game in a while. Division 1 really delivering here in the first semifinal. Game 1 already great. Game number 2 even better. Inshaa gets another plane of Gonzo. And I feel like Inshaa is getting back initiative here. Slowly but surely Gonzo is starting bleeding out units. But we are about to reach C phase. And as I said before, C phase is where Gonzo can bring around some big boys. And an ISU in the center right now could shift the power balance completely again once more. A good ISU, or maybe even a KV-85, could do a lot of damage here in the center, I would say. On the other side though, Katyusha's coming online as well. Good unit, can be helpful for cleaning this here out. And the 12-12 is still on whilst we are in C-phase. Or reaching C-phase in 15 seconds. Off-map for Gonzo in the north. No off-map on Inshaa's side just yet. He has one card of off-map as well in the deck. That potentially. Would be surprised if he doesn't take it. M30s getting hit. 52 piece. Will still trying to kill it, but counter battery SU-76s really doing well. That's what they're made for. Hitting enemy artillery, hitting out a bit onto the front line sometimes as well, but their best job is really killing off enemy artillery. M3 here, in a bit of a tough spot against the T-34. Another M3 coming around, says 3-gun is around though. T-34 could consider moving forward a bit as well. Gonzo with the counterattack after the off-map. Not being super pushing though, because yeah, T-34s kill off his tanks really easily. And without the tanks, the T-34s now with 2DT dealing decent damage again can be deadly there as well. M3 gun though has with its has a bit of damage output as well with its 2 MGs and a 75mm. Pins down the SIS-3, not the best engagement here for Inshaa. Will kill the BT-7 here most likely if he gets a shot off. No, but can still help out to the south versus the M3. Should be able to hold the north for now. Do we see any big tanks on the side of Gonzo? No. No early C-phase ISU or so. But the game still has 30 minutes to go. Still all can come up. Gonzo on the 13-11 again. Both sides still with nearly full health bars though. As this game really was even trading all the way so far. It's insane how close it is at this part of the game with so much action going on. Both sides trying so much, but both sides also reacting really fast, really well to the action of the other side. T-34 has fallen over here. I'm not quite sure to what actually. And the T-34s really struggle to kill off the M3s. It's surprising. And the T-34's 9043 actually can get penetrated in this matchup. So has to be careful. The T-34E a bit better in it, but also not that great. And Moskaya autos able to make it into this forest. Get hit up a bit by the T-34E here, but damn. How did the T-34s all die so quickly? It's no SIS-2s around there, right? Must have been the M3s. Impressive. Unfortunate for Inshaa, as Gonzo keeps the pressure up high in the north. So Inshaa's southern position, not bad either. Not bad either at all. Really dangerous for Gonzo's flank here. And Inshaa cleans out the town here. M30 can move forward. The 52Ps have to be careful. Now try to counter battery the SU-76. But the SU-76, if it keeps being mobile, can usually avoid getting killed off there quite easily. Gonzo Reshvetka though, and Gonzo Strelki infiltrating the hill. Oh, Gonzo Reshvetka not quite in range yet. They're slightly out of 100 meter range. And the 37mm actually kills them. Really unlucky there. Loses the radio with this as well up here, which was helping out with the artillery. IL-2M abusing that the units are now so close to the front line, the units of Gonzo, so that it can hit them easier without having to run into too much AA, and doesn't have to fear fighters as much either, as it's pretty close to getting back out again. But Gonzo in a good spot in the north. Gonzo close to overrunning the north. Though with the M30 howitzer from the rear, I would say Inshaa has a good shot of starting to clean out the center again. And the south here is still a great flank, but here's the first big boy. First ISU 152 is out. As I said, really great C-phase unit. You only get them in C-phase, so you have to wait this long with this division. But the inclusion of these couple of heavy units for sure has helped out this division from being less one-dimensional and having somewhat of a late game. And yeah, there's nothing quite comparable on the side of Inshaa's deck. Though the SU-85s can be dangerous to the ISU if they're in the right spot. But ISU gets the first shot here. Does miss. SU-85 can disengage if it wants to. But I don't think Inshaa's eyes are down here right now, as the north is in shambles. North is a big, big mess. Gonzo running a bit too early in here, getting hit by his own off-map, but has control over the forest, and that's obviously not great for Inshaa at all. Not too much AA around here, but it's his 12. Will try to hit the Po2, and will get the kill there. 13-11 is on. Almost Twelky sitting in the forest. Twelky LKM coming in to try to clean it out. Over here also engaging M30. Got some hits here. Now we'll try to get into a better spot for more fire support. But 52 piece once more coming in on it. SU-76s has no HE shell. Will need a resupply. Affording a resupply in C-phase though is half a minute of income. Katyusha out of rockets as well. So 2 supply trucks, 1 minute of income maybe spent into that. Could be something Inshaa has to consider, but right now other problems come up on the map. Moskaya Auto here though, go down. Saperji rocks, keep that at bay at least. Keep the flag here alive. SU-85 coming around once more. Could maybe get some snipes on some things. But the 13-11 is in favor of Gonzo. Gonzo getting a point advantage here again. SU-85 in the south did fall to the ISU. And a CIS 3-gun has little chance of penetrating there. 2 AA pieces around here as well, so getting off an IL-2 cluster bomber on this won't be an easy thing either. And the M30 once more has to retreat. 52 piece, keep on firing on top of this. By now, being pretty inaccurate in their job. It's also really fast eating through this Studebacker's supply. Already having eaten through a lot of it. That's a bit of a problem with these units, but for the cheap cost they come in at base cost, it's not that much of an issue. You just don't want to get too many of these, otherwise you can't afford the resupplying. IL-2M coming in, Original Kani engaging the Gonzo Retredka over here. IL-2M coming in everywhere. CIS 12 is relatively far in the rear. So the IL-2 bombers should be relatively effective. Moskaya Auto here could get surrendered. But Strike LKM already falling back. Okay. Gonzo Retredka over here. Not being able to shoot at them with the tanks. Gonzo with a good spot there. Now falling them back. But they might still fall. IL-2M has now a spot to hit as well. IL-2 bombers really starting to put some effort in here. Ooh, Studebackers dying in the south. Even Gonzo losing some units in transport really shows how far Inshaa has pressured him in this game. Usually you never see Gonzo losing any of the transport vehicles. But this time Inshaa has forced him to invest into so much all around the map that he didn't have the time to spend onto a good unload here. So even in Gonzo will bleed a bit there with transports getting sniped. 14-10 is still on for Gonzo though. Inshaa still has to find a way of capturing some flags, eventually. Only 20 minutes remaining now, so time will become of the essence eventually. Kills are still the most important thing right now, but flags increasingly become more and more important here, as we are closing in on to the time limit. 14-10 for Gonzo. Original Kani engaging the Gonzo Strelky down here. Strelky LKM also with good fire support. Better damage output than the Moskaya Saperi. So even with building versus 3-line cover, the Moskaya Saperi will lose this out. Have to disengage there. Moskaya Otto trying to come in over here. T-34 tries to get a shot on the TM3. M30 Howitzer is up to the front line again. Moskaya Otto. Ooh. Can the Original Kani get the snipe? Moskaya Auto just ever so slightly made it out, but they might not make it into the town. A lot of fire into their faces here. Gonzo Saperi, Retredka also will fall here. And Gonzo not with any big pressure onto this town anymore. For the first time in this game, no pressure anymore onto this town of Inshaas. So Inshaa can focus more onto the north again. So Perry rocks, get a kill there. T-34 also penetrating deep. Not that much to stop them there. Notices 2 gun or so to kill them off there. But Gonzo with a lot of smoke play here, moving forward. IL-2s though will come in relentlessly from now on. And there's no AA around here to stop them at the moment. Inshaa's airplanes also are around to cover them if need be against fighters. Yak 1's easily one of the best cheap fighters in the game. And Inshaa is good with them. They have great maneuverability. And you also get one Yak 3. And Yak 3 is an excellent fighter. T-34's here, penetrating deep. Only have to worry AT grenades. So you need to be a bit careful, but if you micro the T-34, nothing should be able to sneak easily on top of you and kill you. So yes, it's a risky move, but Inshaa needs to take a bit of risk now to get the flags under control that he needs for the 12-12. Obviously can't allow 59 at all anymore, but also kind of starts to need to push back onto this hill, get some flags here. And it looks like Inshaa is starting to make it happen up here. Gonzo's 126 is starting to run out of steam. Though still no supply trucks here for the Katyusha or the Su-76. I would like to see, at least for the Katyusha, a resupply truck relatively soon. 19 minutes. And against other players, I would say Inshaa is pretty easily now going to push through eventually. But Gonzo is a master of the defense, of the soft defense. And he is ahead in ticks by quite a substantial amount now. And getting 2 flags off him here won't be easy. Won't be easy. Even though I would say Inshaa now has the superior amount of forces. 2 Su-152s are standing in his way in the center, trying to get back into this town. And still, at least 2 flags to take off Gonzo is not an easy deed to do. With Gonzo knowing that he only has to hold on here now. Also, T-34 got too close to the building. Good smoke usage there from Gonzo. T-34 does fall in the north. Big loss there. T-34 would have been great. Gonzo most likely will pay for the kill there. The Universal Carrier should be able to make it pay for it. Or maybe not. Sapegi Rockstow might be able to finish it off then. And Inshaa is pushing up here, but getting the kill onto the T-34 is quite big. KV-85 cut is also on the deck. So yes, Gonzo just needs to hold out, and with ISUs and KV-85s to overcome for Inshaa, that won't be easy. That won't be easy at all. M30 has fallen here as well. IL-2 bombers coming in. Sapegi Rocks engaging over here. Dushka carriers have to be a bit careful. Oh no. Oh, they're both moving there. Ah, miss micro here. One of them will eat an anti-tank grenade. Cis-12 though got pushed back here, so the IL-2 can make a bombing run on top of it. Gets the kill onto the AA, and that's great. One less AA piece for Gonzo in the north, meaning that bombing runs here will be a lot easier now once more. And they were already doable before. So Gonzo under pressure in the north. KV-85 will try to help out there in that regard though. And the southern situation is getting slightly better again. The ISU here has put a lot of pressure on Inshaa's positions. Inshaa can't as easily fire from long distances anymore. The long distance control is back in Gonzo's hands here, basically. And T-34E now coming in, trying to hunt down here. Finally a supply truck for the Katyusha. I would say that's quite late, but still 17 minutes to go. And Gonzo is holding 12-12 though now, and close to a 13-11 if this flag here might fall. Moskaya Saperi still putting up some resistance here in the rear. Got a TNT off earlier. Universal Carrier trying to find them. And who did what here? Inshaa is surrendered. Okay. GG VVP then. Slightly anticlimactic. Not sure if it was a disconnect, but Gonzo was ahead. I felt like it was a surrender that could have come there, though maybe a bit early. But Gonzo takes the W once more. And that means we have a first finalist for Steel Division League Season 8 with Gonzo. No big surprise there, but always great to see him in the finals. Really looking forward to that once more. Always great finals when Gonzo is involved. And he's mostly involved. He doesn't always win though, but he wins quite often as well. So we will see if he can do it this season again. As his opponent won't be an easy opponent, no matter who makes it through on the other side. If we go into Division 1 of the bracket, into the bracket of Division 1, his opponent will either be Onord or Gers. And both of these players are really strong as well. But, yep, Inshaa giving Gonzo a run for his money. But Gonzo in the end, once more superior here. Staying on top of it. So GGVP here to Gonzo. Once more, making it up to the big money pool. And, yeah, good job there. Well played. Well played by Inshaa as well, as I said. Both games really close. Both games really intense.